Okay, now we're going to take a look at symmetry gates. First off, I'm just going to play through the clean part which introduces the song, and then we'll break that down. So here we go. Okay, first off, for this passage that I just played, it'd be nice if you could get maybe some nice delay on a clean channel, or even some chorus and delay as well, because it'd be pretty close to the actual sound of the record. The first chord is going to be an F sharp chord, and basically you're just going to be barring your first finger across the second fret on all the strings, and then you're going to get your little finger or your third finger, whichever's easiest for you, and place it on the fourth fret on the A string, and then you're just going to pick from the E string all the way up to the B and then back down to the G. So you're going to have then actually coming back down, you're going to have B, G, and then finishing up on the D. So okay, the next chord is going to be an A chord, so you're going to have the open A, you're going to have your first finger on the second fret on the D, and then your little finger or third finger on the fourth fret of the G, and then we're going to play from the A up to the B, and then we're going to play the G and the D coming down again. So now we're going to keep that same shape in our left hand, but instead of playing the A, we're going to play the E instead, and then do the same picking pattern as we did before. So let's see how that sounds. Okay, so far we should have this. And then the last chord is just going to be a D chord, and the fingering is going to be your third finger on the fourth fret on the G, first finger on the second fret on the B string, and then we're just going to play from D right through to the high E, and then to finish off descending we're going to play the B and the G again. Okay, so if we tag that onto our chords that we've learnt already, it should sound like this. Okay, the second time round this chord progression is exactly the same. It's just that when we get to the D chord, the picking pattern's slightly different. I don't know whether this is a conscious effort by Dimebag Darrell, or it's just he's just been playing it, and to actually go along with the feel of the music, he's just decided to change his picking however he sees fit. But from a tuitional point of view, I've kind of picked up on that, so I'm going to share that with you. Okay, so instead of playing from D to high E and then back down and finishing on the G, which is what we did before, we're going to play the open D, then we're going to play the B string, then the G, then we're going to play from high E through to the G. So that will include the high E string, the B string, and the G on the way down. Okay, so I'll play through the chord progression twice, just with those little changes on the D chord, and see if you can notice it. Okay, so if we number those chord progressions 1 and 2, so 1 being the first example I showed you, and the second being the change in the D chord, 1 and 2 actually get repeated again. So you go back to the first one we played. Okay, and then we'll repeat 2 up to a point, but then on the end we're going to have a different part. So let me just play through that and then I'll explain. Okay, so I guess we can call that chord progression 3. So in actual fact, the intro to the song will go chord progression 1, then chord progression 2, chord progression 1, and then the one that I just played would be chord progression 3. So this chord progression goes from F, which we looked at, then the A, then we're going to play the E, then we're just going to have a moving shape which moves through the chord sound of D. So we're going to have a downstroke up and then a down following each of these. So we're going to have that kind of motion, and the chord shape is going to be first finger on the 2nd fret on the G and 3rd finger on the 3rd fret on the B, and then we're going to have all strumming from the D down. Okay, and then we're going to move that same shape up 2 frets. So now your first finger is going to be on the 4th fret G, 3rd finger is going to be on the 5th fret B. Then keeping that shape, we're going to move it up 2 frets again. So first finger's on the 6th fret on the G, and 3rd finger's on the 7th fret on the B. So far we've got. Then the last but one chord we've got is your first finger on the 7th fret on the G, and then your 3rd finger on the 9th fret on the B. Then we're just going to finish up with a downstroke on the last chord, which is going to be first finger on the 9th fret G, 3rd finger on the 10th fret on the B, and then we'll just literally just do a downward strum from the D string through to high E. Okay, so that whole chord progression 3, starting from the F sharp chord, should sound like this. Okay, and at the end of that, it now leads into the first solo of the song. So I'll play through the progression under that and then we'll break it down. Okay, the first half of the bit that I just played is under the first main solo, which is just some faded in guitar parts, which we'll get to. So the chord basically for this is just like a held F sharp, but what's changing the chord tones is just the notes that are being picked out on the B string. So the first chord shape, we're actually going to be literally strumming from low E to high E. Then we're going to be picking from high E through to B to G. So I'll just explain what I mean and then I'll show you the chord. Okay, so we've got a first finger barred across the 2nd fret from the low E to the high E. 3rd finger is going to be on the 4th fret on the A. Then our little finger is going to be on the 5th fret on the B. And it's quite difficult to get clean, so you might have to sort of arrange your wrist and stuff just to get enough finger length. So, I mean, if you just kind of look at a wrist there, it's all bent, just almost the right angle, just to get the kind of bar and the fingers where I want them. Okay, so strum from low to high E, then we're going to pick from high E to G twice. Then the next chord shape we're going to make is everything stays the same apart from our little finger, which moves down to the 4th fret on the B, and we're going to use the same picking technique again. So strum, and then we're going to play from high E to G twice. Then we're going to use our 2nd finger this time on the 3rd fret on the B, strum, pick from high E to G twice. And then the last shape, which has got nothing, it's just a bar this time. So, okay, so this whole section gets repeated twice, so at a slow tempo. Okay, on that last chord shape there's a dead stop and then a tiny riff that comes in just to take it back into the main picking part of the song again. So that riff's going to be 2 to 4 on the A, and then we're going to play 2 on the D. So we're going to have, and we're going to repeat that twice. Okay, so if I just play the second time round that chord progression that I just played, and then play that on the end so you can see how it sounds. Okay, then after that it goes back into the main chord progression and plays through it kind of 1.5 times, and then it goes back to which is chord progression 3. So if we're looking at the numbered chord progressions that I gave earlier, we're going to play through chord progression 1 and then 3 afterwards. So let me just play through that so you can see what I mean. Okay, so now we've finished that, we're now into the heavier part, which is just introducing another part of the song. So I'm just going to play through that and then we'll break that down. Okay, to start off that heavy riff, we're going to be playing an A power chord on the 5th fret. So the 5th fret is going to be your 1st finger on the low E, and then your little finger or 3rd finger is going to play the 7th fret on the A. And we're just going to palm mute our right hand and just play that chord. So we'll have, so that's going to be 5 times. So then we've got a riff that goes, which is going to start on the 7th fret on the A, down to 6, then back up to 7, then up to 8. So far we've got this. So when you get up to 8 you can give it a bit of vibrato, maybe a bit of a pinch harmonic as well for more metal edge. And then we're going to go from 7 on the A to 8 on the A, then up to 7 on the D, and then play 7, then 8, finishing it off on the A. So we're going to have, okay, that's the first time round that riff. The second time round is fairly similar, it just changes slightly. So we're going to have, which is going to start on 7 on the A, down to 6, up to 7, then 8, again pinch harmonic and a bit of vibrato. Then we're going to go back to the 6th fret, then play 7 on the A, then move to the low E string and play fret 8, then 6 on the A, then finish up with 7 on the low E. So we're going to have... So when you put both riffs together, it should sound like this. Okay, then following that bit, we've got another bit which kind of ends up being double time, or just faster than that riff. So we're going to play a build-up from the E to the F sharp. So we're going to play E power chord, F power chord, up to F sharp. So when you take it onto the end of the other riff, it should sound like this. And then we're into another bit. So okay, so for the next part, the chords are going to be F sharp power chord, an A power chord, then a B power chord, then the run from E, F, then back to F sharp again. So F sharp power chord is 2nd fret on the low E, 4th fret on the A. Then the A power chord is open A and the 2nd fret on the D. B power chord is 2nd fret on the A, 4th fret on the D, and then we've got the bit that we looked at. Now the rhythm for this, there's like pushes all the way through. So what I mean by that is you'll be palm muting the chord and then you'll count to 3, and on 4 you'll move to the next one. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So hopefully by that example you can get where the chord changes are coming, and all of the changes are played more open than the rest of the chords, so you've kind of got and the rest is palm muted, so you're really accenting the changes all the time. And then you'll play through that 4 times and then you'll be back into chord progression 1 and 2 back to back. So let me just play through those just to remind you of how they go. Okay, so with that chord progression that I just played, if you notice, he swaps the picking around slightly. If you remember, we did actually number the chord progressions. He's actually put the first chord progression, number 1, that we looked at, back to back. So he's done 2 chord progression 1s. Then he changed the picking the 3rd time round and did chord progression 2. So he changed the D picking around, and then going back to chord progression 1 for the 4th time round. And then what that does is that kind of brings us into the pre-chorus section, which I'm now going to play through, which is going to need a heavy distortion tone again, and then we'll break that down. Okay, for this next chord progression, the pace picks up a little bit, and we're going to start with an F sharp power chord, and then we're going to move to an A power chord, then we're going to move to an E power chord, then we're going to play D power chord, then we're going to slide our finger down to C sharp and leave our little finger on the 7th fret on the D, like that. Okay, so there's a little slide lick in between each chord as well, and we're going to be sliding from the 7th fret to the 9th fret on the A, and then playing the 7th fret on the D. So let me just play those chords that I've outlined, putting that riff in between each. Okay, this chord progression with the fills and everything is repeated 4 times round, and then on the last time round we've got this. So we're going to play the D power chord 3 times, then we're going to play moving our first finger down from D to C sharp on the A, leaving our little finger on the 7th fret on the D, so we're going to have. Then we're going to play G sharp twice, which is 4th fret on the low E string, 6th fret on the A. So far we've got, and then we're just going to finish up on the A. Okay, so 3 times round we're going to have this. Then on the 4th time round it's going to go like this. Okay, so now we're back into the chorus, which is a riff that we've already looked at previously in this song. So let me just play through it just as a recap. Okay, so nothing new there, we're just repeating what we've done previously in the song. Now we've come to the F sharp where we stop, it goes into another verse. So I'll just play through that for you, and just to recap, because it's pretty much the same as the other verse section that we looked at. So here we go. Okay, using the numbered chord progressions that we've done earlier, again he's used chord progression 1 twice round, then he's played chord progression 2, changing the D picking around, and then going back to chord progression 1 again for the 4th time round. Now we've finished that bit, we're into the upbeat pre-chorus again, so let me just play through that as a recap. Okay, so after that, that now takes us into the chorus, which we've already looked at twice before in this. The chorus, there's a slight variation in this chorus that I'm about to play. So if I just play through it, and then hopefully you can see where the extra bits are coming in. So we'll break it down after that anyway, so I can explain what's going on. Okay, so that chorus is actually twice as long. So I'll just play up to the point where it changes and then I'll explain what's happening. Okay, so it plays that riff 4 times round, and then on the 4th time round it actually goes to so that part of the riff it plays, and then it lands on the 7th fret on the low E and then bends it up to the tone of the 8th fret on the low E, and then it continues around the riff again. So you've got, then after that we move to the 7th fret on the A and just continue with the riff. Then on the last time round we finish off the riff with 7 on the A, 6 on the A, then 7 on the A again. Then we're going to play A power chord, E power chord, and then F power chord, and we're going to play it like this. Okay, so we're just going to play the A chord once, E chord once, and the F chord once. Then we repeat that. Then we're going to play the A twice, play the E once, and then the F once, and then play the A twice again, and do that back to back. So let me just play that all through so you can hear how it sounds together. Okay, well after that now brings us into the main solo section of the song. So I'm just going to play the rhythm under the solo and then we'll break that down. Okay, as you can see the rhythm under the solo, there's nothing new there until towards the end of it. So we've got the clean passage picked and that goes round 4 times, and we're just concentrating on chord progression 1, so there's no change in the picking of the D chord, it just goes round the same again. And then we've got the overdrive part which comes in, and we've seen that before, so that's kind of the which is like the second half of the chorus. So that plays around 4 times the bit that we've already looked at, and for another 4 times the band goes double time, and the picking or the rhythm for the right hand is slightly different. So let me just play through it slow and then we'll break it down. Okay, so what's actually happening is we're playing exactly the same chords in the same order as the previous part, but we're just putting an extra pick stroke in. So we're going to have 2 downstrokes, then a down, up, down. So, and then the downstroke will be the change for the next chord. So you got down, 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 up, and then you change the A, down, 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 up. Then you got the B, down, 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 up. Then up to C, E, F, and then back to F sharp again. Then the next part, we've got a rundown, which is going to be C, B, A, then back to the F sharp again. Then we've got two lots of C, B and A, so we'll have... Okay, and then at the end of that, that concludes the solo rhythm section. We're now back into the main riff for the chorus. Yeah, sorry. So we're going to have... Okay, so what I've just played there was the second chorus, which has got the bend halfway through on the 7th fret that we looked at. Then at the end of that, at the same point where we join the solo, we're going to do the same thing again, but we're only going to play 2 of the chords instead of the 4 chords that lead into the main solo. So instead of having leading into the solo, we're just going to have, which is A, E and F power chords, and then the reason for the gap is there's like a drum fill which then reintroduces the chorus riff again, and then it just basically fades out after that, so you're just playing. So that rhythm section that I've just played, that literally just continues right up to the end of the song, where the song actually fades out on the CD. Over the top of that, there's some vocal parts still going on and some really high-pitched harmonics going on from Dimebag. Okay, well, so you've got all the rhythm parts now for Cemetery Gates, so just have fun.